Are you sick and tired of slicing your driver? Are you sick and tired of pulling your irons? And are you sick and tired of not playing the golf you desire? Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome back to Get Good at Golf. And in today's video, that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do by giving you a few tips to always hit the golf ball on the inside, because often we see golfers who struggle hitting the golf ball from the inside, or even just hitting the golf ball nice and square, and it can result in those horrible slices and those low pulls with irons. This could also help you if you feel like you hit a lot of your clubs the same distance, so make sure you stay tuned right to the end and throw a like on this video if you feel like it could help. Today we're at the gorgeous Carden Park Resort. It's a fantastic venue with two golf courses. We're on the Cheshire course today. The Nicholas course yesterday was outstanding as well. So I've been working on this in my game quite a bit as well, and it's a really interesting one because all I've done is change a couple of really simple things, and it's helped me stop kind of slicing that driver a little bit and pulling the irons. The first thing I've done is move the ball position back ever so slightly. So that for me, we're 160 yards out here and I've got an 8 iron, and that for me just allows me a little bit less time, so it means the club's going to be coming in a little bit more from the inside. So you can see a lovely high draw into this flag, and that is my dream result from this lie. A fantastically played shot, a lovely high draw and a fantastic strike. Now moving the ball position back does mean that I can pressure the ball a little bit more. If we come in here and have a look at the divot that I took with this 8 iron, you'll see it's a really nice shape and size divot, and the golf ball was of course not in the divot but there. So that means we've hit down nicely on the golf ball, and because the ball was moved back just a little bit in my stance, plenty of room to create that nice divot. Now if we look at where the divot's pointing, because this can be a big tell as to how your game is, where your game's at, you'll see that divot is actually pointing straight down my target line. So if we pan the camera up now to the green, you'll see the divot isn't pointing to the left too much. Now a divot pointing to the left isn't the end of the world. It can be absolutely fine. The club is of course moving on an arc around your body, but the reason why I've moved the ball back in the stance is to stop that divot going massively left and of course glancing across the golf ball. Not only can this stop you pulling your shots, slicing your driver, but it can actually give you a little bit more ball speed because we're not glancing across that ball, we're actually hitting it nice and solid. So that's one of the things I've done. My technique hasn't been too bad in recent years for something like this, but little things can come in. It's really important that you do check exactly what you're doing and make sure you're doing the simple things right, because if you're not doing the simple things correctly, it's a very, very difficult task to get back out of them. It can be very time consuming and, to be honest, just really annoying. Now another thing that you can potentially do, say if you've tried the ball position and that's not really worked for you, you're not really striking it as you'd like to, is think about that transition. So as I get to the top of the golf swing, so I've got this same 8 iron here, as I get to the top, a lot of people will start that downswing with their upper body, and this is a kinematic sequence fault that gets so many people and causes so many bad shots. For example, if I were to hit you one and I was to start my downswing with the upper body, this is the kind of shot you would see. So I'm in at the golf ball, I'm stood nice, and I'm just going to go, oh, well, that I've struck it okay, but that's actually gone in that water hazard. That's really annoying. Why has it gone left? Why haven't I hit that lovely high draw? Why haven't I been able to make sure that I can get the strike that I want to? Now, if you start the downswing from the upper body, essentially what happens here is eventually the lower body has to move. So from there, the club works outside the plane, as it were, because ideally you want the club working down on a nice solid plane this way, or under plane if you're trying to hit the ball from the inside, which we'll talk about latterly in this video. But if the club starts getting too steep here, which is always what happens from starting the downswing with your upper body, that's the kind of shot we get with the iron. We get that quite heavy pull. Sometimes you might strike it well, but it's never going to go as far as you would want it to. It's always going to be inconsistent with distance. So in order to battle this, let's think about exactly what we can do with it. So how do I start my downswing with my lower body? I guess the key to this is, how do you start your backswing? So if you start your backswing all as one piece here, it's very, very easy then to start your downswing with your upper body. What I want to think we're going to do is start the backswing with the upper body. So we take the club away nicely this way, then move the hips to load the club up. We're then in a really, really solid position, especially if we look this way, to do that in reverse for the downswing. So we start the downswing with the lower body, with the hips and legs driving rotationally, and you'll see now this club sits in a really nice position to attack the ball. It's not too steep, it's not massively flat, it's just a nice position to allow that club to rotate and of course pressure it down into the ground, take the divot that we spoke about earlier. So a really good way of thinking about this is if I was just to throw a golf ball or a stone or a baseball, how would I do it? I'd never load up to the top and just throw it with the upper body. You would always load up, you'd open the hips, clear them, and then let the upper body attack. And we're going to do exactly the same here with this shot. So essentially now, once we are loaded up to the top, that ball position's correct, you can see it's again that lovely big high draw into this green. We've taken a nice divot once again, and what I've made sure I've done here is on the way down, started that downswing with a rotational move of the left hip. What that does is gets pressure into my left foot, my lead foot for a right-handed golfer, and from there that allows me to create that forward shaft lean. Now if the hips don't rotate, if the hips slide for any reason, then you're going to really, really struggle to get that forward shaft lean because there's nowhere for your hands to go. So essentially what we want to do is make sure we rotate, then allow the upper body to start the rotation on the way down, then allow the arms to come down, then the shaft, then finally the club head. So we speak about that kinematic sequencing. From there, we know that we're basically working from the ground up, and the last thing to move is the club. From there, I want to think, right, I'm pretty much doing everything that I should be doing. I understand the sequencing, I understand the ball position can't be too far forward or it's going to hinder me. But what if none of that seems to work? What if I just can't get that? Let's start feeling about a feeling rather than me talking to you one-on-one to a camera. So what I want you to do then is feel, and this is a really good tip that David Ledbetter gave me over in Florida when I was struggling with this, feel as though that club sits down on the way back. So I'm still making sure that I rotate my hips first. I still make sure my weight transfer gets to the left and I'm rotating the lower body, but I want to feel as though that club head is working behind me this way, because from here, that's always going to hit the inside of the golf ball. As long as we're still rotating, the key is the rotation of the body, but from there, you're always going to hit inside the ball. So I almost feel as though I'm attacking the ball with the inside of my right elbow, and I'm trying to get that nice and close to the ball. You can see what that does to my shaft plane there, and then of course rotate the body and release the club around nicely. So if that's my last resort and that's how I want to play this shot, I can certainly hit that golf ball from the inside, and you can see there, even with a low strike, I've manipulated that ball so the spin axis is going right to left, and of course we've got the nice draw. If we do that with driver, we do that with irons, I guarantee you'll stop hitting the slice, you'll stop hitting that dreaded pull, and from there I guarantee you can get good at golf. It's changed my game, that, it really, really has. Guys, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed it, smash that subscribe button below, and apart from that, huge thanks to the guys here at Carden Park for hosting us, and I very much look forward to coming back. See you soon.